2 weeks ago, we watched Ender's Game. And I remember watching Ender's Game when it first came out and I liked it. And we watched it 2 weeks ago and I loved it. That movie is amazing. It's like
Yeah.
think about YA material, which you're familiar with,
Yeah.
and how against the grain that movie went in the time frame it came out. And I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
misunderstood. And I haven't read the book, so I can't compare it to that.
Mhm.
But a movie where, like, at least in the movie's form, the entire purpose was answering the question, like, how do you create or how do you become a leader when the leadership qualities might not be the main thing that you have? Like, you're brilliant,
Mhm.
but you're not bigger than everybody. You're not stronger than everybody. You're not cooler than everybody. And I love the way it handles that. And it just asks like really deep questions. I think the only knock I have on the movie, and it might be this way in the book, is that the ending isn't satisfying. It isn't what you want. It kinda leaves you with these questions that you might not want to wrestle with, or that you don't
Mhm.
like you can't feel excited. It's like they won, and it's awesome, it's amazing what they did, but you kinda feel the way Ender feels. And but, like, all the questions that it asks and the soundtrack is amazing. It's fantastic, and the visuals are like, the movie starts, and the first thing it starts with is that scene with Major Rackham, and so, like, the movie starts, and the kids don't know anything about this movie. I was just like, "We're just gonna watch it." And they were kinda like, "Ah." As the first, like, scene pops up on the screen, and Wyatt just goes, "Oh, yeah." Just yeah, no, I really loved it. It's one of those
Yeah.
movies like, when you watch a movie or read a book, and it's like you can't move beyond it,
Mhm.
where you're just thinking about it, and you kinda wanna watch it again, because you just like all the little details, like, I love the subtlety of it, like, it's not even, like, overly subtle, but there's, like, that whole scene where, he's talking to the guy who's kind of in charge, the drill sergeant guy, I just know him as he's the prince's second right-hand man in Cinderella, but he's just very gruff, and he just tells Ender, "I will never salute you." And then, like, later on and it's brilliant, so he's talking to Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford is telling like, Ender is basically explaining why he doesn't like taking orders from Bonzo. I don't know how you say his name.
Bonzo Madrid.
I think Bonesaw.
Bonzo.
"Are you
Yeah.
serious, dude?" So that's what I call him, Bonesaw. He doesn't like taking orders from Bonesaw, who would? And so Harrison Ford's like, "Well, how about if I give you command of your own unit, a unit of misfits?" And he says, "You'll be" what is it? Is it not the dragons or the
Dragon Army.
Dragon Army, yeah, so he tells him Dragon Army, and he's like, It's been defunct, and we'll resurrect it, and you'll be in charge of Dragon Army," and Dragon Army has never won a match ever. And so Ender goes, "Well why can't we just start a new one then?" And he goes, "Well, because we still have the uniforms."
Right.
And so they go and they do that, and so he's putting his team together, and I love, like, the scene where the guy he doesn't really get along with, and he's like, "Well, why'd you pick me?" Or why's and he's like, "I didn't pick my team, but I think that you can help us. Am I wrong?" And basically puts him in a position to where he has to agree in order to look good in front of everybody. And so he
Right.
takes enemies and makes them anyways, like, that's awesome, and then he asks, as he's putting his team together, there's, like, this moment where he asks the drill sergeant, "Do you think they will follow me?" And he doesn't say anything, he just salutes him. And it's just like he has earned their respect. And so, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like anyways, it's really powerful, and I was telling Reese this because she's gotten into making movies with her friends, and it's interesting, like, you remember this when we would make movies and you get a bunch of people together, everybody's got their own ideas, and it almost always ends in everybody going their own ways, and no movie gets made, and Reese gets really frustrated because she wanted to make a movie, and I was telling her, I was like, as a director, it's like, you have these ideas for making a movie, and, like, that's awesome, the creative side, but you also have to learn how to work with people and make sure everybody feels like they've got a part and that their ideas are being heard and that they're excited about it so that you can continue to make the movie, and that's a hard thing to do because you just have your own vision, and it's like, if you're like me and have such a tight control on what you want, everybody's gonna be like, "This is not fun," and they're all gonna run away.
Yeah.
Oh, anyways,
Yeah. Yeah, the you would love the book.
really, really.
Yeah. The
Bring us in,
movie
and I think you told me too, I think you said Ender's Shadow is better because that's about Bean.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Ender's Game and Ender's Shadow are the same story from 2 different perspectives.
okay.
I read Ender's Shadow first because it was recommended to me and I didn't realize that it was part of a series.
Oh, gotcha.
So, I liked that I read Ender's Shadow first. I think you could probably just go straight to Ender's Shadow since you've seen the movie Ender's Game,
Oh,
but
okay.
I mean, Derek still says that, like, he's learned more about leadership from reading Ender's Game than any class he's ever taken on
And
the
wow.
subject. Like,
So the
there's
book
just
heavily features that same
yeah, so that you got
approach.
that out of the movie, it's like, yeah, they did exactly what they were supposed to do because that book really covers a variety of leadership styles, not and doesn't it's not that all of them are bad and there's only one good one. It's just that there are different leadership styles, some of them are better than others, and, Ender, uh, ends up having the charisma that is needed to pull off the style that he chooses, and he gets to see quite a few different leadership styles in his time at battle school. And then if you read Ender's Shadow, you read from Bean's perspective and you see Bean kind of acknowledging like he shows up at battle school when you're following Bean's story and he just all he keeps hearing is about Ender, Ender, Ender. Oh, you remind everybody of Ender. You're small like Ender. You're brilliant like Ender. You're beyond your time like Ender. And he just hates Ender. He just doesn't want to be compared to this kid. And then he meets him and he realizes Ender has the one thing I don't have. He has that charisma. He has the people will follow him, and it doesn't matter that he's small, and it doesn't matter that he's young because people will follow him. And Bean has to kinda understand that about himself, that while he really desperately would like to be the leader that people follow, he needs to take his spot as one of the followers of Ender and help Ender do what he needs to do. And so that it's very interesting. The Beans so there's an Ender there's like 4 or 5 books about Ender, and then there's like 5 or 6 books about Bean, and they follow different storyline they diverge from that book, and the Ender series gets very introspective and philosophical, and the Beans series just continues to straight up be an adventure. So I
Hmm,
tend to prefer the
interesting.
Bean stuff,
Yeah.
but but yeah, it's fantastically written,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
and
will
I thought
say
they did a good job with the movie.
yeah, I was and, like, even just from, like, a fun standpoint, like, going back and watching it, it was like, wow, the visuals and the way it's portrayed, like, it really holds up well, and I was asking the kids, "Okay, what would be more fun? Playing the game that they play or Quidditch?" Because the game they were playing looks amazing, and what's cool is how it doesn't hit you over the head with it, but at the end, you see, "Oh, wow, everything they are doing in that game is battlefield strategy." And I do,
Mhm.
I like all the different dynamics, like, even the 2 leaders, Harrison Ford and the lady who's kind of, like, in charge of, like, the mental health of the students, I think, is, like,
Mhm.
they're kind of have their own storyline going on in the background, the kids aren't aware, but their 2 different ideologies are fighting each other,
Yeah.
and, Harrison Ford's is like, "My job is to go out and win the war with these young kids," and the lady says, "Well, my job is to make sure that when they come home, like, they come home," and anyway, so it's just yeah, it's for something that's, young adult fiction, science fiction, it's very deep, and it makes
Mhm.
you think, and not always in ways that are comfortable. And even just
Right.
like that idea where he's, beating the kid up in the bathroom and they're upset about it. And he's like, "Well, why did you keep hitting him?" He's like, "Because I had to win that fight and all of the next ones."
Yeah.
And so
I
just
had to win every fight that was gonna come. I had to make sure that there was no fight that I had to fight again.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the every decision he makes has a reason behind it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was cool. It's fun to watch with the kids, and it was also fun to like talk about. So boom, there's one of our episodes. Now
There you go.
to our
Short
short
episode.
episode.
Huzzah!